A Dubai crime fiction series from a country that is said to be one of the safest in the world? How does that fit together? And can the author compete with the famous Stephen King? These questions and much more will be answered in the upcoming conversation. I am the author of these 3-book Dubai crimes and get the chance to talk to a reader of the books. I'm curious what questions she will ask me. Probably very tough questions, because she's also a book author and thriller and suspense expert. Julia Kuh, bookseller from Austria. Let's meet her now.
Hey Julia, good morning. You are a fan and a reader of my
Morning,
Dubai
Kat.
crime series. Thank you for being here with me.
I have several questions, of course, for you. The first one being, well, an author of suspension myself and a fan of connecting fun, having fun reading them, and learning from it. And traveling and learning, of course, to me is a synonym, is almost the same, because you always learn when you travel. And I know that you're a traveler too and have been to many places, have lived uh, in different countries, just as I have and do, still do. But you never liked crime novels, yet you wrote 3 of them. So how comes?
Yes, you're right. Writing crime stories as such has never interested me. Just like I don't necessarily read crime stories unless they have, I know they have very interesting characters, personalities. Yeah, I'm interested in books with personalities and their experiences, or psychological thrillers, yeah, with these dark, strange sides of us humans. But as an author, I deliberately choose this popular crime genre because it allows me to tell a lot about Dubai. This was my main purpose, to tell stories from Dubai. But I can do this along with an entertaining suspense story. Yeah, but the suspense story is just a kind of skeleton for the sharing of Dubai insights.
All right. Yeah, very interesting. It is quite obvious, of course, that you have been there, which is, for people who like traveling and traveling in their minds too, very interesting and very nice thing to have. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's obvious
I
that
was
you
not just
spent
traveling
time
to
there.
Dubai or a tourist.
Mhm.
I spent 8 years of my life in Dubai, and and from 2004 onwards. The first time was still a very exotic kind of other world, and I had incredible, interesting experiences there, and met people from all over the world. And everything of my experiences is told in the novels. Or I shared kind of stories somebody else I knew was telling me. Yeah, so everything that is in within this crime stories, uh, more or less true, yeah, happened in reality. Uh, of course, Dubai is a safe place, yeah. Still it is. But where there is a lot of money, there's a lot of greed and envy, fraud and corruption. And this is always worldwide the basis for criminal activity. So yes, I found a lot of inspirations by living and listening to other people in Dubai.
Interesting. Yeah, yeah, we can read that. That makes it much more exciting, of course, and makes you yeah, feel like you're right there as a reader. Nice. And the German investigator, she is in all three books. She has quite a special personality. Her first name is already unusual, not a German one. Um, it is a mythological name. Very interesting. Hecate, however
Mhm.
you pronounce it, not sure.
In
Yeah.
German, Hekate, yeah. And in English,
Mhm.
yeah, I was always using in the books the abbreviation Kate as she did it. Yeah, she lived with the abbreviation. Like for myself, this is something we share. My name is Gabriele, but I never liked to be called Gabriele. I was always, from early ages on, I was saying, no, say Gabi to me. Yeah, Gabi, the short abbreviation, the short version. And this is true for Hikate. Yeah. Yes, indeed, she has a very special personality as an investigator. On top, when she was offered the opportunity to find a lost woman in Dubai as a case, yeah, as investigation case, she was in the worst phase of her life. And that, of course, influenced her entire investigation time in Dubai. Yeah. And so this is especially true for the first and the second book. But then in the third story, and looking back from this third stay of her in Dubai, the third crime novel, Stop Dubai, Stop Expo, the reader can see that her first stay in Dubai marked also a turning point for her that will bring her lasting happiness. So she obviously was able to leave this worst phase in her life, um, also with the help of her Dubai experiences and with the time. Yeah, in the third book, she is not more the person she was in the first one.
Mhm. Ah, yeah. Well, also interesting to read the development, of course, of a character. And talking about characters, is it just the name, the abbreviation of the name you share with the character, you personally? Or does Kate or Kate carry other traits of you, the author, Gabi Parton?
Yeah, this is a kind of trap for the author. Yeah, especially when you choose to have uh, a personality in a series that is of the age, the same gender. Yeah, Kate is a female. I'm a female. When I started to write this, I was already an aged person. Kate is also an aged person. Yeah, so there are some um, similarities, but besides this, I deliberately tried um, to have a totally different character to me. So when I was started to think about her, um, I made her a black hair woman. Yeah, she has black hairs, and she is compact from her figure. Yeah, not so slim as myself, and she's has always the fight with her weight. I have no fight. I have no weight problems at all. So I deliberately choose kind of features that differentiate her to me. And also, she is much more into fancy fashion than myself. Yeah. Because I really try to avoid to write of myself. Yeah, this is a trap. Yeah, when you dive so much into a story, into a long story with a character, and the character experiences similar incidents and events you did, yeah, you start writing about yourself, and I didn't wanted it. So, and I really elaborated on this different personality I was searching for and choosing images in the internet, yeah, how she looks like, how she likes to dress up, what were her hobbies in the past, how she lives in Berlin, in my home city, yeah. How does her apartment look like, so that I really created a kind of reality person, but different to me. But of course, what we both share, a kind of psychological development, as I said, yeah. So the three books, she has an development, and this is something I enjoy as a reader, and I wanted to show also in the crime a bit kind of psychological understanding knowledge. Because when I was a young woman, I had so much problems with the life, with myself, with others. Yeah. So the problems and the challenges for Hecate, I know myself, but fortunately from the past, yeah, I'm definitely nowadays not at all the young woman, the woman I was at the young age at 20 something. Yeah, I definitely had a huge self-development, and but this knowledge I could use for creating an interesting personality with Hickheit. Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah. Uh-huh. Um, it just occurred to me while you were talking that this is always the question, right? Is it you? Is it you, this character? And what is you? And what is true about it? And so on. Always, always. And of course, you cannot like completely isolate the author from what he or she is writing. That's absolutely impossible. Of course, you put your personality somehow in there. Maybe it's a different character. Maybe it's a mix, or as you just said yourself. Yeah, but how can you write about? I mean, without your own experience. But this is the point, right? This is why the books are exciting, because that is your unique personal view in a way, although mixed with your fantasy. Yeah. Yeah, interesting.
And there is an additional aspect that made it always challenging for me to not to write too much about myself, because I develop the story totally through her eyes. Yeah, it's not an
Mhm.
maybe you remember this. Yeah, it's you as a reader, you always accompany her. Yeah, so you always, you only know what she is knowing. You only see what she is
Mhm.
seeing. You only experience what she is experiencing. As a reader, you can't get beyond. Yeah, only by
Mhm.
by her specu only by her speculations about something, about only by her thoughts. Yeah. But as a reader, you never got into an overview. It was solely through her eyes and through her mind. This was an additional challenge, but I think I managed quite
Interesting.
well. Yeah, I think you
Mhm.
can so confirm this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I like that aspect. And character and character development, of course, is just as interesting as political circumstances. What I'm trying to say is that you even anticipate in your third case another, okay, hard not to anticipate because it's been going on for decades, but that's a different story. No, but the another Gaza Hamas Israel war. And although the crime story as such relates to the Dubai Expo, I actually learned a lot about this, mega event too.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
So how, yeah, so how comes and when was it?
Yeah, the Dubai Expo, excuse me, just a sip. Mm. The Dubai Expo happened 6 months from 1st October 2021 to end of March 2022. It was postponed because of COVID, but kept its name, Dubai Expo 2020, but happened actually from 2021. And of course, the the big expos, happening um, every some years in another country, and these are mega international events attracting the attention and the interest of many countries because in Dubai, 196 countries participated in the exhibition. Yeah? And of course, this is a stage, a public stage that attracts criminal forces, criminal minds who think about similar to Olympics or World Football Games, criminal minds maybe consider to threat this kind of mega event, to get public international um, awareness for their messages,
And
for their
mhm.
uh, purposes, And this is why I included such a threat. And this is the main, this is already the title, Stop Expo, There was a threat to the Expo. A group was threatening to blast the Expo event, And this threat I put into a kind of political context that was true for that time. And unfortunately, part of this became reality. We do not want to dive deeper into it to spoil the suspense for new readers, but I didn't expect this. But definitely, my Dubai crime got a kind of uh, aspect of reality, and but more or less all kind of crime stories uh, relate to reality, to real incidents, and mine are true in this sense, definitely,
Yeah, although there has been tension going on for decades, as we know, in the area of Palestine and Israel, yet do you never know what is and how it is gonna happen, and that it is gonna happen in a similar way as you were writing it. I'm sure it was a very difficult aspect also to think about that and think it through. I mean, of course, it is
by the way,
difficult
just
to
to
think
because
about
I'm
such a
just
conflict.
yeah,
Hmm.
it just
Yeah.
reminds me that during the
Hmm.
expo in spring 2022. Yeah, the Ukraine-Russian war started during the expo. Yeah,
True, true,
and
true. Yeah, yeah,
Russia,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I was
yeah.
very shocked because the Russian pavilion was such an interesting pavilion and showcased such an interesting modern country. Um, and then this invasion happened. Yeah, this was such a contradiction at that time for me. Yeah, it was quite disturbing. So you are absolutely right. Mega events. Or any kind of events always happen in a kind of social, political context. Yeah, they are never stand alone. And we as a writer, yeah, we can pick this up and include this
Mhm,
to give our readers additional insights and learnings, yeah, and awareness what's going on in the world.
mhm. And yet, of course, this is difficult, but yet, what was the most difficult aspect for you in writing a crime novel?
Yeah, this was definitely the writing of a strong ending. Because
Mhm,
when I decided to write crime novels, I started a lot I started reading a lot of crime novels, especially from best-selling authors, to learn how a good crime stories is constructed. Yeah. And I was often disappointed by the end. Yeah. Because compared to a brilliant story, the ending was often confusing, very short, and not plausible to me as a reader. Yeah, so it doesn't satisfy me. And actually, this is something that Stephen King is criticized for, that some of his books do not have a good ending. So obviously, he as an author was also struggling with this. And then this became my number one goal. I try to achieve to have for all my crime stories a good, plausible, yet surprising ending. And maybe I don't know, what do you think, but I think I succeeded, and by now no readers are in the beginning my lectors who who did the text, the reading of the manuscript for improvement. They never had something to say related to the ending. So it looks like I
mhm,
succeeded. And so
mhm.
I can boldly say, yes, I can compete with Stephen King, not in terms of his brilliance of storytelling, but in terms of good endings. Yeah. What do you
Very
think?
well. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. I think so too. Absolutely. Yeah. But I also I'm very convinced that the ending is good. I just don't want to say too much about it, as readers have to find out themselves, of course, no doubt about that.
Mm.
Because yeah, you gotta read it to find out whether you like or don't like the ending. And yet endings are also sometimes a matter of taste. But what is a clear feature, as you said it already yourself, is the fact that it is a surprising ending, and not like, ah, yeah, you know from the beginning on what is gonna be the ending, right? Which is very good.
Yeah.
Then I
Indeed,
consider it
this
good.
was my doing then. Yeah, from the very beginning, when I was pondering about the story, what's the story about, I was immediately thinking, how can this end? If I create such a story, how could this end as a surprise and as a satisfying end to the readers? And in fact, then this um, brought me again back to the story. How can I possibly develop this story that it's getting to this end, yeah? Not to um, share too much, still keeping secrets, keeping questions until the very end, yeah? And this is, in my opinion, besides besides developing the characters in crime novels, this is the most challenging. But yeah, I'm I'm glad, I'm satisfied that I managed it, and yeah, who knows? Maybe because now I have a kind of knowledge how to write crime novels, and maybe I go ahead with this. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I hope so, because this is the sad thing about it. To, for now, not having another one to dive into.
Yeah. And of course, I would love to hear your opinion about what I was providing in the crime novels. I love to connect with readers, and I'm really happy and thankful that yeah, such a knowledgeable reader like Julia, yeah, offered to me to have a conversation about. Thank you so much, Julia. This is, I guess, was a great opportunities to potential readers to, yeah, dive a bit into it.
Thank you for the invitation. It was a great pleasure to talk to you about it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, and goodbye to everybody.